car a luxury affair. Made with a unique futuristic design that makes it look like it came out of a Star Wars movie, the Volante Vision will be able to sit up to 3 people and will use Rolls-Royce parts for at least part of its propulsion. However, with no clear production dates or timelines currently on the table, it may be a while until we see this beautiful aircraft flying in the sky. Number 10. The Terrafugia TF2. Although just a concept vehicle at the moment, the Terrafugia TF2 is designed to make travel by air and ground the norm for both everyday commutes and cargo shipments. The TF2 will have a propulsion system that consists of 8 electric motors, and although it will take off like a helicopter, it will be able to fly like an airplane and drive like a car. The plan is that it will initially be powered by a turbine generator. The company hopes to transition into batteries in order to make it an electric vehicle as soon as possible. It's also hoped that its avionics will allow it to be completely self-driving, despite it having room for a pilot while in the air, and be it with a 4-seat passenger cab or 1,400-pound capacity cargo cabin. The TF2 will be designed to go at a max speed of 230 kilometers per hour, while having a maximum range of 300 kilometers. With it being hoped that these cabins could seamlessly be loaded and unloaded at hangars across the country, all we know for certain is that it will take substantial investments to get this project off the ground. Number 9. The Speeder. Designed to be able to speed through the skies, the fittingly named Speeder is easily one of the world's most impressive flying motorcycles. Made by California-based company Jetpack Aviation, the Speeder is controlled by a driver who lies on their stomach while using joysticks and an electronic dashboard to control their flight. Now, while the majority are slated to be used both for the U.S. government and military, the company is planning to release 20 exclusive copies for recreational use. It is dividing their recreational crafts into 2 classes. The first is their ultralight version, which will not require a pilot's license to use. However, as a result, it will only go with speeds of up to 97 kilometers per hour. You can instead opt to buy their experimental version. Far outpacing the ultralight, the experimental can reach speeds of over 240 kilometers per hour and can reach altitudes as high as 4,600 meters. However, if you'd like your own, you'll have to be prepared to pay up. There's no pre-order price of $8. The EHang 184. If you're the type that enjoys being chauffeured from place to place, then the EHang 184 is probably the vehicle for you. That's because this flying drone is designed to transport one passenger from place to place without the need of a pilot. The idea is that after said passengers tells the drone where to go, they would be able to sit back while the EHang transports them at speeds of up to 130 kilometers per hour, thanks to the help of 8 environmentally friendly and battery-powered propellers. Best of all, the system would be completely automated and controlled entirely thanks to computers, with human intervention from operators in a control center only occurring if there's some sort of malfunction. However, the EHang 184 does have some downsides. Perhaps the most worrisome is that the battery can only last for about 23 minutes before having to be charged, giving it an extremely limited range of just 10 miles, even in the best of conditions. After this limit is reached, then it must charge for 2 to 4 hours, making it infeasible to use as a taxi service. But worst of all, at a price of between $200,000 to $300,000 per unit, it's relatively expensive compared to many small but much more capable helicopters on the market today. Number 7. The Terrafugia TFX. Although just a prototype at the moment, the Terrafugia TFX may just be one of the most innovative flying cars on this list. The 4-seater powered by both an electric engine and 300 horsepower gasoline engine, it will be able to take off without a runway, lifting itself thanks to a set of propellers that can generate a total force of 1 megawatt. This will allow it to go at a top speed of about 320 kilometers per hour and will be able to travel for about 800 kilometers before needing to refuel. To top this off, it will be completely computer controlled while flying and will be able to safely take off and land for you at just the push of a button. However, the plane is unfortunately still in the early stages of development, and once complete, it's expected to come in at an asking price north of $300,000. Thus, you'll need to have pretty deep pockets if you'd like to have the keys to one of your own. Number 6. The Aeromobile 4.0. If you'd like a flying car that is as futuristic as it is functional, then the Aeromobile 4.0 is right down your alley. A startup based in Slovakia, Aeromobile designed the car so that it can be fully functional on the road while working like an airplane when airborne. Its exterior looks like a mini airplane when in flight mode, while its interior features a race car-style steering wheel, a large electronic touchscreen interface, and seats that disperse one's weight in an optimal manner. It also has a ballistic recovery parachute that can be deployed on command, allowing for safe descents even if a flight control were to malfunction. Regarding its performance, it's powered by two different engines based on what mode it's in. While in driving mode, the car is powered by a 110 horsepower twin-E motor, allowing it to reach speeds of up to 160 kilometers per hour and run at a rather efficient 24 kilometers per liter of gasoline. However, once in the air, it transitions to a much more powerful 300 horsepower turbocharged Euro 6 internal combustion engine, which allows it to reach speeds of up to 360 kilometers per hour while having a range of about 750 kilometers. However, if you'd like to own one of the just 500 being produced, you'll have to shell out a cool $1.3 to $1.6 million in order to call one your own. Number 5. The Terrafugia Transition. Being first flown and certified in 2019, the Terrafugia Transition, while not on the market just yet, certainly seems to be the future of car flight. Essentially a two-seated vehicle, the Transition acts as a completely street-legal car while on land and can be converted to an airplane at the push of a button. Now, the plane itself was made in order to, as put by the company itself, quote, fit in a standard garage, use premium autogas, and require a light sport pilot certification to start flying. As a result, it's targeted towards casual pilots who would like to fly without the hassle of owning a full-on airplane. Interestingly, the Terrafugia Transition has two different engines depending on whether it is in drive mode or fly mode. While flying, it makes use of a powerful Rotax 912IS 100 HP 4-cylinder fuel-injected 2,000 horsepower TBO engine, but while in drive mode, it simply uses a hybrid electric motor. As a result, the Transition can travel in the air at speeds of up to 161 kilometers per hour and has an efficiency of about 19 kilometers per liter and can hold about 76 liters of gasoline in its fuel tank. To top it off, the Transition comes with a high-quality Dynon Skyview avionics set, meaning that you can expect to have all of your flight stats at your fingertips while piloting the car. Yet there are some limitations to the Transition as well. The most noteworthy is that it cannot simply launch off your driveway into the sky. Rather, it must be brought to an aircraft hangar first, then take off from there. Also, its payload is only about 227 kilograms, meaning that if you're on the heavier side, you will not only have to travel light, but likely not have a passenger beside you. Yet considering how cool this crafty car is, we'd say its positives definitely outweigh the negatives, despite its rather high $279,000 price tag. Number 4. Lazareth La Moto Volante 496. Widely known as the LMV 496, this flying motorcycle is certainly one of the coolest on the market today. Essentially a flying sports motorcycle, the vehicle, which is made by French engineer Ludovic Lazareth, can transition from street mode to flying mode at the push of a button. Powered by four 96,000 RPM JetCat jet turbines, this 140-kilogram motorcycle can generate an impressive 240 kilograms of thrust and has a whopping 1,300 horsepower. This power is all controlled by joysticks that are in the handlebars, with all essential flight information such as speed, position, and altitude appearing on an electric dashboard that sits between them. To top it off, considering that it has design elements such as a Kevlar composite bodywork, Italian rear loop, carbon wheel covers, and Rizoma accessories, you really can fly in style while on this magnificent motorcycle. However, despite its beautiful design and strong engine, the motorcycle also has quite a few downsides. The most notable is that its flight abilities are less than impressive, as it can only elevate itself about 1 meter in the air. This is made worse by the fact that the engine only has the capability of sustaining this height for about 10 minutes, and after this point it must be brought back down to the ground. Yet perhaps the most troubling consideration of them all is that its cost is unbelievably high, coming in at a ridiculous expensive price of $560,000. Not only will you need to have deep pockets to afford this vehicle, but you'll also need to act quickly. That's because with only 5 in existence and 4 currently for sale, we'd recommend contacting Mr. Lazareth as soon as possible if you'd like your own LMV 496. Number 3. The Skyrunner MK 3.2. If you're the type that loves to travel off-road, then the Skyrunner MK 3.2 is the vehicle for you. That's because flying this ATV allows you to go on adventures not just on a field or beach, but even up in the air. Now, the vehicle is designed with a rugged military-grade chassis, inverted double wishbone suspension, carbon fiber body panels, and air-hardened heat-treated steel tubing, giving it the strength and durability to withstand nearly any terrain. Yet, in order to launch this 550-kilogram monstrosity, it requires the power of a 160-horsepower Rotax 914 engine and the help of a 4-blade 75 propeller to elevate it into the sky. Once elevated, it can then travel at speeds of up to 72 kilometers per hour at an altitude of about 3,050 meters and can remain in the air for about 160 kilometers before running out of fuel. Interestingly, in order to steer it once it's airborne, the Skyrunner only has two flight controls, a left and a right steering mechanism via its foot pedals, and a throttle quadrant to climb or descend. As a result, this intuitive flight system truly is one of the easiest forms of flight to master. And of course, once you're tired of flying high and the sky, and would like instead to travel on land, the Skyrunner can then parachute to the ground and seamlessly switch to Polaris ProStar 1000 engine, allowing the Skyrunner to reach its even quicker road speed of about 112 kilometers per hour. Yet, if you'd like your own, you better be willing to pay up. After all, at a price of about $230,000, it's certainly out of the price range of the average ATV buyer. Number 2. The S3 2019 Hover Bike. If you're looking for one of the most advanced hover bikes on the market, then look no further than the S3 2019. Created by the California-based startup HoverSurf, the bike features a trendy monocoque frame and various types of carbon fiber technology. Interestingly enough, the S3 is completely battery-powered, and its capacity of 12.3 kilowatt-hours allows it to fly for up to 40 minutes, while taking just 2.5 hours to recharge. In order to elevate itself, it uses 4 surrounding propellers that generate about 364 kilograms of thrust. And once airborne, it features 3 classes of safety features, with the first being an electronic mechanism that facilitates emergency landings and warning systems, the second being a mechanical mechanism that activates a kill switch, and the third being a passive mechanism that protects the pilot while flying. This means that despite the hoverbike having a maximum speed of about 96 kilometers per hour, it's still extremely safe to ride. Yet, while the S3's design and specs are already impressive in their own right, they have garnered a lot of media attention recently due to the vehicle's use by the Dubai police force. This is because in 2019 it was reported that said police force was being trained on how to use the vehicle, with the hope that they would be an official part of the police force arsenal by 2020. However, we're happy to note that you don't have to travel to Dubai to fly your own. That's because so long as you pass HoverSurf's screening process, this bike can be yours for as little as $150,000. Number 1. The PAL 5 Liberty. If you want to travel in style as you zoom through the sky, then it doesn't get much better than the PAL 5 Liberty. Coming in both standard version and a luxury rendition known as the Liberty Pioneer, both cars are set to be the future of car flight. Made by Dutch company PAL 5, the car has a stylish Italian design exterior that is elevated by a large propeller that extends out of the car when needed. Made in a similar fashion to a type of helicopter known as a gyrocopter, the PAL 5 has features such as aircraft stabilization and curve control in order to make for a smooth ride, and features 2 separate engines for both its land and flight modes. On land, the 2-seater is a small yet capable car in its own right. After all, it features a 100 horsepower engine that allows it to reach a max speed of 160 kilometers per hour, go from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 9 seconds, drive for 13 kilometers per liter, and travel for about 1,315 kilometers before needing to refuel. However, once it's in the air, the PAL 5 Liberty becomes truly impressive. That's because in flight mode, the vehicle switches to a 200 horsepower engine, allowing it to get to a maximum speed of 180 kilometers per hour at an altitude of 3,500 meters for a max distance of 500 kilometers before needing to refuel. Now, in order to get you comfortable with the car, the company stands apart thanks to its offering a complete theoretical and live training course in how to use the vehicle, ensuring that you'll be able to drive and fly it safely. Additionally, if you choose to buy the Pioneer Edition instead of the Liberty, you get to completely customize many parts of the car. We'll get the car delivered to you before any of the Liberty aircraft, and will also be one of only 90 owners of the vehicle worldwide. However, if you'd like your own, it's going to cost you. After all, given the Liberty's pre-order price of $399,000 and the Pioneer's going price of $599,000, these vehicles are unfortunately reserved for only the ultra-rich.
The Manta 5 hydrofoil bike, which was released by bicycle designer Robert Alonso, is a water analog electric bike. His aqua bike has underwater wings and electric assistant torsion pedals. Manta 5 has an aluminum frame, underneath which are 2 submarine wings. They lift the bicycle over the water when it is moving. The bicycle is powered by a person and an auxiliary electric motor with a capacity of 400 watts. It has special modules that are responsible for the balance of the bike and holding the bicycle on the water during a stop. The bike has a mass of 20 kilograms, but is capable of withstanding a rider weighing up to 100 kilograms. When used at maximum power, the battery lasts for 1 hour, while the bike can accelerate to 20 kilometers per hour. The company Arca Space presented its original look as a concept of a hoverboard. Since the company is a representative of the American space industry, their specialization reflected on the design of the flying machine, which was called Arca Board. It is able to hover above the ground by 36 small fans controlled by high-speed motors. The manufacturer states that the power of this device is 272 horsepower. Arca Board is more powerful than most cars. The dimensions of the device are about 1 meter long and half a meter wide. In general, this thing is very cumbersome and was very poorly thought out. You can only stand on it while trying your best not to fall down. Known designer and kiteboarder Don Montague, together with his team Kai Concepts, decided to connect a motorized surfboard and hydrofoil. The result was a device that the creators called Jetfoiler. A noiseless electric motor accelerates the board, and then the submarine wings enter, which allows the rider to literally fly over the surface of the water. Surfing in this way is very simple and everyone can handle it. You control the speed of your board with a remote control. The creator explains that as soon as the board is gaining sufficient speed, the rider leans back and the board rises from the water. A young team from Switzerland has developed an electric stair-climbing wheelchair, Siwu, which is capable of climbing the stairs and in addition to the 2 wheels has 2 mechanisms with rubber caterpillar tracks. In normal situations, the rider uses only the wheels and the tracks are under the hull. But when it is necessary, they take on the user's movement and are able to lift the chair along the stairs, and it is easy to move around on the ice or gravel. In addition, the chair itself rises higher. The compact size allows you to adjust the seat to pass through any door and easily maneuver in the room. The user can control the chair either by using a joystick or by transferring body weight. This is a very cool real device with a functional use and of great importance for an individual suffering from a particular ailment. It is simply irreplaceable. Solo Wheel Iota, a hybrid of the usual gyroscope with a mono wheel. The project was launched on Kickstarter. The price of the device starts at $445. The first buyers received their orders in late 2017. The device can reach speeds of up to 16 kilometers per hour, and on a full battery, it can go almost 13 kilometers. It is so little in size and super lightweight that this device can be extremely useful in the city. The device has an inflatable wheel with a diameter of just 8 inches. With a weight of only 3.5 kilograms, it allows you to easily take it with you on a subway, thereby leaving you with a good means of transportation to the metro and back. In general, this device seems to be made especially for lazy people or for those always in a hurry. A young Japanese engineer, Kuniako Saito, recently developed a portable walk car. This is a personal transport that is placed in a backpack or bag. Simply put, it is a board with 4 wheels on which you can go at a speed of up to 12 kilometers per hour. Although walk car is light and small, nevertheless it can withstand a rider weighing up to 120 kilograms and on one charge can travel up to 17 kilometers. It is the size of a laptop but looks more like a skateboard. Walk car is made of aluminum and it weighs 2 to 3 kilograms depending on the version. For home or street use, there are different models. This thing can be very useful, providing you with transportation without any effort. Edward Dywell is a very original and unusual vehicle. Electric vehicles appear today almost everywhere, but they are more or less the same. University students in Australia decided to stand out from the general masses. Their invention consists of 2 large wheels, which are driven by an electric motor located under the seat. At the first test of the car, it was found out that in the course of movement, the seat is actively turning around the transverse axis too much. If a person wants to just play around a couple of times, the seat oscillations can be regarded as an interesting feature of the design. But with constant movement, the driver of this car is simply provided with chronic seasickness. Therefore, the author supplemented the construction with a stabilization system, but at the same time, tried to use the rotating seat as an extreme means of driving. It is also possible to completely turn off the stabilization system. Quadro 4 is a four-wheeled tourist scooter. The manufacturer claims that it is a novelty, thanks to the four wheels and the unique technology of the tilting suspension HTS, which has stability and safety in all conditions. The tilt system allows this novelty to bend and turns at an angle of up to 40 degrees. In the city, the driver does not need to be afraid of the typical problems that motorcyclists face: sand and stones, slippery manhole covers, or wet roads. The same can be said about light off-road. The Quadro 4 rear-wheel drive and single-cylinder engine with a capacity of 346 cubic centimeters and a capacity of 32 horsepower. To drive a four-wheeled scooter, and as in the case of three-wheeled models, a driver's license is required. Hyundai presented an incredibly compact Ioniq scooter, which relates to models of portable scooters. It is not designed for long trips, and the idea is that a person will use this model to get from the parking lot to the destination. The scooter has a convenient folding design, allowing it to transform in just a few movements. The indicators of speed and distance on one charge are unfortunately not disclosed, but it is known that you can choose the driving mode with the help of a regulator on the steering wheel. There is an information display on which the charge level and speed are displayed. The car manufacturer Volkswagen is developing a two-seater compact air car called Hover Car with an original design. The movement of the flying car will be carried out on special magnetic roads. The lifting into the air occurs because of the use of repulsive forces of the magnetic field. The levitating vehicle will be controlled by means of a joystick. Hover Car will be equipped with an automatic accident prevention system. Also, the concept of wireless charging of an air car while driving is being developed. The project by Volkswagen was presented in Beijing, China as a virtual model. Together with Volkswagen, Chinese partners will